Okay, let's try to show you how to trace Francis from the Bug's Life. Okay, this is the Francis that was uploaded, and this is the Francis that I found in black and white once I uploaded this copy up to Google. So I'm gonna highlight him. I'm going to path, trace bitmap. Um, I have been playing around with them, but just want to show you that it normally defaults to 45, and when it's at 45, this is, let me drag this down so that you can see. When I click on it, it says path. This is the trace or the copy, and this is the original. And if you look at it, you can see that this one has lost a lot of detail from what's in here, so that's not going to work for us at 45. So we're going to have to go back to the drawing board and try path, trace bitmap, and I've been playing around with this, so I know that about 85, 88, or 89 is where this one needs to be in order to get the details that's needed. As you can see, we've got some good details going on, except for the little black spots that come in, but we'll be able to fix it. But this is the trace, and that's the original, and we need to switch the positions on them now. So let's get that switched over there. And let's see here. Can now clean uh, this up a little bit. So now, come on, we're gonna now break it into pieces so that we can start coloring it. So we're going to do path and break apart. And it did quite nicely in breaking it apart. So I'm just highlighting the little pieces that I know that we don't need. And so what I like to do is to just make it a little bit bigger so that it's easier for me to see. And so when you're first starting out doing this, it's kind of easy if you click the tool, the edit path by nodes, and you move it around on your image, and it'll turn red to show you where you're going to be coloring at. But after you've done it for a while, you just kind of know, and you only use that before you save it to make sure that you've colored all of your pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and do the face, and I use the dropper tool to use the exact color that comes in. Well, it's not quite the exact color, but to use the color from the image. And once I do that, then I click the select tool so that it takes place. And then the next thing I have is the eye. So I'm just going to go through some periods of coloring here now. Let's see. And once I get one part that is from the image that is going to be the same part on my copy, instead of coming over here with a dropper, I just keep going from my image at that point. And I think that I think that's going to be some red. I've got some arms in here somewhere. Okay, well, let's just go with the legs now. And I'll use that. Okay. And of course, if you want to change whatever the colors are and you don't particularly like these, these are the default colors of Inkscape. And then there's a bar down here below it that you can slide it and pick up more colors. And if you don't like those colors, there is a arrow sitting to the end of the default colors, and you can click on any of these and pick up some more colors excuse me, that you might like as well. And anytime you want to go back to default, you just go back to default colors with it. Let's see here. So I'm going to pause this just while I finish coloring it, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I finished coloring Francis until I got to the point where the shell is red, but we need to get these 3 black spots in there to finish making the ladybug design. I don't know if Francis is male or female, but we have to make those designs. And looks like I left a little spot right there. I sure wouldn't want to be the one trying to cut and weed this one. But anyway, I digress a little bit. So what we have to do is make these black. So what I did, so that I can see what I'm doing, is I went ahead and made the whole shell red. And then I'm going to go now and draw the lines to connect, to draw where the black parts need to be, and fill them in and make them black. And this is the part that I'm sure that you would have been like, what in the world is going on here? I know I got a pretty decent trace out of this. Why don't I have the black shells? At least that would have been driving me crazy, if not you. Uh, so the tool that we use, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. I think is the Bezier uh, tool, but it's supposed to, I'm sorry, I was on the wrong one, Bezier. It's supposed to draw curves and straight lines. I have not figured out the straight line, the curves yet. I've gotten the straight lines. Reddy is really good at this, and hopefully she'll have the time to kind of show me or show us how to do this, or she'll do a video on it. I've not been able to figure it out yet. But I can draw straight lines, or I can draw some lines enough to get us through it. So what we want to do is to click on this, and we want to first connect the gap in here. So I'm going to click on this line, and I'm going to draw it to this line, and I'm going to click. And I'm going back to that square, and then I'm going over here and click, and I now have a line. And now I've got to close this gap in. Let me make it a little bit bigger so that you can kind of see what I'm saying. And I didn't make it really nice and fancy, sorry about that. But I'm going back to that tool, and I'm going to draw a line from here to here, click, and I'm going back and click, and I'm going back over here. And now that we've done that, this wonderful tool, which is the paint bucket as I call it, but it's the fill, if you click on it and then click in here. You see it changed colors. And now all we have to do is, well, actually, let me reverse this a little. All I had to do was click on my paint bucket, click on the color I want, and then click, well, it was supposed to work. But paint bucket, click in your area and click on the color, and now we've got one of the blacks that's there. And go back to select. In order to do this one, we've got to fill, I've got to get this one to touch. So we're back to that special tool again. And let's go here, click, back here, and click. There we go. And let's go here, black, and we've got it. And let's do the same thing over here before I run out of time. Click, back here, click, and there we go. Got the bucket, click, and there you go. And that is it. And now I can get rid of my copies, and I just click save as. I'll call it Francis 02, and I always save mine as plain SVG, and I always, well, that's just me, I save them on my desktop. And that's it. Thank you.